ones that's talked about the most or being the highest risk factor for eating disorder development is actually dieting. So somebody deciding to go on a diet for well-intentioned means, maybe it's to improve health or improve performance, and this can easily just spiral into an eating disorder. So somebody starting on a diet can be a really big risk factor for disordered eating development. But then there can be some other things like personality traits. And this could be why athletes in general are at higher risk. So things like perfectionism can put somebody at a higher risk. There's genetic factors. So eating disorders has a large genetic component to it as well. It could be things like change in somebody's life. So often eating disorders can be precipitated when somebody goes through a big life change, like maybe they move to a new city or they're starting off at university and moving away from the first time, or even just big changes in life, like the COVID-19 pandemic. What research is showing is that eating disorder rates just skyrocketed during the COVID-19 pandemic. And it was a way to deal with some of the mental health concerns that came with the COVID-19 pandemic. So yeah, there's a lot of different risk factors that can put somebody at risk. And another one I should mention as well is an athlete getting injured. So an athlete all of a sudden not being able to participate in sport anymore, and then really trying to manage their injury through the food that they're eating. When they're getting nutrition advice or exercise advice, try to take into consideration their personal circumstances and that it's individualized to them. So often I hear nutrition advice being given, and it may be appropriate for one individual, but it doesn't mean that it's appropriate for another individual. So an example would be things like nutrition information surrounding carbohydrate guidelines. Somebody's saying, oh, we shouldn't be eating carbohydrates. Maybe that's appropriate for somebody that's struggling with type 2 diabetes, but that's not an appropriate piece of nutrition advice for an athlete. So I would say that making sure that all nutrition advice and all things that are being implemented in diet are individualized and specific to that athlete and their specific circumstances. Hi, everybody. My name is Megan Kuikman. I'm a registered dietitian and a sports nutrition researcher, and you're listening to the Physical Performance Show, and we're talking about disordered eating and relative energy deficiency in sport.